Okay, so you've just received an autism diagnosis for your child. And let's be real, it can feel like you've been handed a map to a brand new country, and it's in a language you don't speak. It is a lot. It's overwhelming. So think of this as your first clear translation, a starting point to help you figure out this journey with a bit more confidence. And right off the bat, let's get one thing straight. This is the most important rule of the road. What we're talking about here, it's not a rigid do this, then do that checklist. Not at all. It's a guide. Because your child's path is going to be completely unique to them. Your job is to be their best guide, not just someone following a preset list of directions. All right? Let's get into it. All right, part one, reading the map, or really understanding the diagnosis. The first thing you do with any map is figure out where you are, right? And autism spectrum disorder is exactly that. It's a spectrum. It's not one single dot on a map. It's this huge, varied landscape. So understanding the diagnosis is all about figuring out your child's unique spot on that map, right here, right now. So you'll often hear professionals talk about 3 support levels. It's basically a framework they use to describe how much support a person might need at a given time. But here's the thing, and this is so important to remember. These levels are not set in stone. They are not permanent. Think of it like a snapshot in time, not a life sentence. A child's needs for support can absolutely change, and they often do, especially when they get the right kind of help. So when professionals are making a diagnosis, what are they actually looking at? Well, it really boils down to 2 main things. First, how does your child interact with the social world around them? And second, do they have really focused interests or any repetitive behaviors? Getting a handle on these 2 areas is key because it helps everyone figure out exactly where support is going to do the most good. Okay, part 2. Now that you have a sense of the terrain, it's time to choose a route. And pretty quickly, you're going to hear a term thrown around a lot, ABA, which stands for Applied Behavior Analysis. Now, this is the most researched intervention out there for autism, but it's also probably one of the most misunderstood and frankly debated. So let's try and clear the air a little. At its most basic level, the science behind ABA is actually pretty simple. It's all about the ABCs. First, there's the antecedent. That's just the trigger, what happens right before. Then the behavior, that's the action itself. And finally, the consequence, what happens right after. That's it. By looking at these 3 things and making small adjustments, ABA gives us a way to teach new skills and help with behaviors that might be challenging. But isn't ABA controversial? Yes, it is. And that is such an important question to be asking. Many autistic adults have spoken up and raised some really valid concerns about older styles of ABA, the kind that were really focused on just compliance. As a parent, you absolutely need to know about this history so you can make a truly informed choice for your kid. And this really shows you the night and day difference. See, the critical perspective points out that old school ABA might have been all about trying to make a child pass as neurotypical or stop harmless behaviors like stimming. But what good ABA looks like today, it's totally different. It's child-centered. The kid should be happy, engaged. The goals are all about real-life independence and quality of life. And this is the big one. The child's assent, their willingness to be there and participate is respected, period. Moving on to part 3, navigating the system. This means we're talking about school. And in the school system, your single most powerful tool is a legal document called an Individualized Education Program, or as you'll hear it, an IEP. And let me be clear, understanding your rights here isn't just a good idea. It's absolutely essential. It is the foundation for everything you're going to advocate for. Okay, get ready for some acronyms. The first one you need to know is FAPE. That stands for Free, Appropriate Public Education. Now, the key word in that whole phrase is appropriate. This doesn't just mean the school gives your child some education for free. It means the education has to be tailored to their unique needs in a way that actually allows them to make meaningful progress. That word is your leverage. Next up, LRE. This one stands for Least Restrictive Environment. This is huge. It's basically the law saying that the default, the goal, is inclusion. Your child has a legal right to be educated alongside their non-disabled peers as much as possible. Putting a child in a separate classroom or school, well, the school district needs a really, really good reason to do that.
Okay, now this one is a game changer, the IEE, an Independent Educational Evaluation. Here's what it means. If the school does an assessment of your child and you read it and think, nope, this doesn't sound right, you have the right to request an outside evaluation from an expert who doesn't work for the school, and the school district has to pay for it. This is an incredibly powerful right that, honestly, not enough parents know about.
And please, whatever you do, never forget this. The law is crystal clear. You, the parent, are an equal member of the IEP team. You are not just a passive observer sitting at the table to be told what the plan is. No way. You are there as an active, vital, decision-making participant. Your expertise matters just as much as anyone else's in that room. Which brings us to part 4. You are the driver. Look, all these things we've talked about, understanding the diagnosis, knowing about therapy, your legal rights, they're all just tools, and they all lead to this one final, super important point. The professionals, they're consultants, but you are the world's leading expert on your child. You are the one in the driver's seat on this journey.
So if you're the driver, you need a compass. And this question, this is it. In every therapy session, in every single IEP meeting, I want you to ask this. How is this goal or this service going to improve my child's quality of life and their independence? It's the magic question. It just cuts right through all the professional jargon and brings the focus back to what actually matters, building a happy, independent future for your child, not just getting them to comply in the short term.
So what can you do, like today? Here are your top 3 most powerful advocacy actions. First, always put your request to the school in writing. An email after a phone call creates a paper trail. It's proof. Second, ask for all the assessment reports at least a few days before the IEP meeting. You want time to read them, not be blindsided at the table. And third, and this is a big one, you never have to agree to or sign anything right there in the meeting. You can always say, I need some time to think about this, and take it home. That is your right.
And really, that's what this all comes down to. Look, no research paper, no expert, no system can ever account for what a determined, informed, and loving parent can do. The journey can feel long and the systems can be super confusing, I know, but your knowledge of your child, your love, and your advocacy, those are the most powerful forces in your child's life. You're the expert. You are their champion. You really, really got this.